Welcome to English 111. My name is Jason Dotson, and I will be your instructor this semester. I want to take this opportunity to go over a few of the items that are contained in your syllabus and think about your course pack and how that will be useful to you this semester. So let's dive right into the syllabus. The whole purpose of this course is operating under the assumption that you are already a proficient writer. You're in this course because you're scoring at benchmark on the ACT, you are a proficient writer, and you communicate well. The whole purpose of this course then is to move you beyond that. So the motto for this class is moving writers from proficiency to effectiveness. So we're going to look at what good writers do and attempt to answer the essential question, what is the hallmark of good writing? We're going to look at a lot of different rhetorical modes of development, look at a lot of different strategies, and then you're going to attempt to put those strategies in place in your own writing. The goal of this course at the end is that you leave here as an effective collegiate writer. So everything that we're looking at is nonfiction essays and writing nonfiction essays. So a few things about me. Like I said, my name is Jason Dotson. I am an instructor for Campbellsville University. I've been an English teacher my entire career. I work for the Cumberland County School System as the DPP, and I also teach dual credit at Cumberland County High School. The best way to contact me, you can contact me at the university email, but I don't check that account daily. I do check my regular school account daily. So if you will email me at jason.dodson@cumberland.kyschools.us, you can anticipate a response within 24 hours. You can, in extreme circumstances, send me a text message. I prefer that over a phone call or a voice message, and that is my phone number if you would like to text me. Please identify yourself in that text, as I probably will not recognize your number if you text me. We are using Moodle as the learning platform, and I'll show you how to log into that and how to navigate the Moodle system. So there is no required textbook. Instead, I have done you the courtesy of making a course pack where I've copied all the materials that you will need so that you don't have to spend any additional money buying a textbook. Campbellsville University has several departmental goals for you. There are some minimal requirements that I want to talk about. In order to get credit for English 111, you have to have 5,000 typed words for the semester. So I've designed the syllabus around that idea that by the end of this course, you will have written 5,000 new words in essays. You have to have at least 3 papers. We have more than that. You have to have at least 700 words per paper. You may have been accustomed to writing 500-word essays. We're upping that a little bit now because you're an effective collegiate writer. And so each paper will be at least 700 words, with some of the essays being a little bit longer because of the length and complexity of the assignment. You will have at least 1 research paper in this course, which comes at the end of the course. We will be using MLA format exclusively in this course. So by the end of the semester, you're going to be an effective collegiate writer who knows how to use MLA for citations and for formatting a paper. Just a word about plagiarism. In this course, you will upload all of your assignments into Moodle, which is a learning platform. Moodle is equipped with an add-on called Turnitin, and so that uploads your essay to a repository of student essays. It checks your work against those essays to make sure that you haven't copied someone else's work. It also checks it against the internet, and it will give you and me a percentage of original material that's contained in the essay. So if I get an essay that's turned into Moodle and Turnitin gives me a report that says 80% of this paper was found on the internet, I will push that assignment back to you and say either we need to redo the entire essay or we need to make sure that our citations are accurately done and that we have given credit to the original source. So you cannot plagiarize in this course. That means you cannot take someone else's work and pass it off as your own. If you make a mistake in citing sources, then let's fix that. And once it's fixed, then I can score it. But I will not score work that is plagiarized. So if you've been in the habit of copying and pasting work from the internet, that stops in this course. Here are the units that we will look at, and you'll see that I've organized the units around rhetorical modes of development. So our first unit is about description and narration. The model essays that we read will be essays that exemplify good description and good narration. So the course actually begins August 23rd. We're actually in week 0 right now is what I'm calling. Week 1 will be August 23rd. And essay 1 will be 750 words. Remember, we're getting to that 5,000 word requirement by Campbellsville University. And this is basically the assignment for Unit 1. Unit 2, we move into exposition. We will be reading a novel and completing an essay of literary analysis and so forth. So just a word about the dates. These dates follow Campbellsville University's academic calendar, which may or may not match up with your high school's academic calendar. That is to say, if you have fall break during a specific week and there's an assignment due on that week, you still have to log in and do the work. So being on fall break at your high school does not guarantee that you don't have an assignment at Campbellsville University. Same thing with final exams and when the course ends. If your grades at your high school are not due until December 15th, but Campbellsville University grades are December 10th is when they're due, then you can anticipate turning in an assignment late and still getting credit for that. So you've got to pay attention to the dates that are assigned in the syllabus. And here are some important dates from Campbellsville's academic calendar. And you can see that there's no class on Labor Day, for example. Fall break for Campbellsville is October 14th through 15th, and final grades are due on December 13th. The grading scale is as follows. In order to get an A, you've got to have at least an 89.5. I do round up, so 89.5 or higher in order to get an A. And I will report to your high school guidance counselor the numeric average, and then they will count it based on whatever policy they have there at your high school. You are expected to attend. Since this is a virtual class, that means you're expected to turn in assignments on time. You cannot miss more than 25% of class without being withdrawn from it. Then there's some other statements there about Title IX, disabilities, and COVID-19 for you to look at. Now, the very last thing in the syllabus is a rubric. This is the rubric that's used to score every essay. So we're looking at things like thesis development, idea development and support, using secondary sources, voice, diction, point of view, grammar, mechanics, and punctuation. So all of those are going to figure into how we are going to score your essays. And you can see there, basically the distinguished would be the A paper, the meeting expectation would be the B paper, meets some of the expectations would be the C paper, unsatisfactory would be the D, and fails to meet requirements would be the F level paper. So I assume everyone is striving for an A, so you want to read the distinguished column and try to write a paper each and every time that fits those characteristics. Throughout the course, as we develop papers, you will be asked sometimes to submit a rough draft. That rough draft is a formative score. In other words, that means I give you feedback and let you know what you need to fix before you turn it in as the final draft. The final draft is a summative score, and that summative score is what I'm going to record in your TigerNet account, so you'll see what your score is. Now, if you turn in a formative draft and I give you feedback and you make the changes, and you get the summative grade on the final draft, and let's say you end up getting a B, and you're just not accustomed to getting a B on a paper, and you want to know what can you do additionally to make this a better paper. Well, it might be a hard conversation, but it may be that you need to change your topic entirely, or you need to redo the direction that you took the essay in. If you choose to do that, I will allow you to submit a different version of the summative paper for a rescore. So you can do that one time on that essay in order to get a rescore. I want you to earn the score that you want, but I also want you to demonstrate the characteristics of this rubric while you're doing so. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the course pack. So this is the course pack that you have. It looks like this, and you'll find the syllabus in the front matter of the course pack. And then each unit is divided with the mode of development. What I recommend you do is maybe take some flags or some Post-its and just put a little divider tab that you can stick on that at each of the units. That will just ease your ability to use this course pack effectively and quickly. If you go to the very back of the course pack, you're going to find a section called Supplemental Resources. So put a flag there so that you can get to it quickly. And if you look at Moodle, when you log into Moodle, under Unit 1, this is where each week's topics and assignments will be listed. So since we have not yet begun courses at Campbellsville University, I'm calling this Week 0. So this is some preliminary work that we're doing. And the Week 0 assignment is right here. So it says in your supplemental resources, which is in the course pack, find the essay by Mortimer J. Adler, How to Mark a Book. So the very first essay in the supplemental sources is How to Mark a Book. Now this is your course pack, so write your name in it. So if you misplace it, it can be returned to you. And you can write in this, you can mark it up, you can highlight it, you can do whatever you need to in order to make it yours and to make it useful. So for week 0, I would like for you to read this essay, How to Mark a Book. And basically what Adler is advocating is that in order to be a true consumer of a text, to read actively, and to engage with a text, you have to read with pen in hand. And you have to have some sort of dialogue, some sort of engagement with the author. And he gives us several strategies for how to accomplish that. Once you've read and marked up that essay, I'd like for you to complete the discussion board assignment. So this does a couple of different things. It allows everyone in the course to see who all's in the course, and it allows you to think about what you have read and read what other students have thought about what you have read. So in this essay, Adler contends that marking up a book is not an act of mutilation, but of love. Read his essay and post at least a 50-word response here, explaining the degree to which you agree with his method of paying your respects to the author, that is, how to mark a book. Please read your classmates' responses, but you are not required to leave a comment on their post. Here's how I would do the assignment. I would open up either a Google Doc or a Word document. I would type up my response, do a word count to make sure I've met the 50-word minimum. I would run spell check, grammar check, make sure that I've got a polished piece of writing, copy it, and then paste it into a new thread in this assignment. So when you click into the assignment, you can add a new discussion topic. You can title it whatever title you want to give it. How to Mark a Book would work. And then here's where you're going to paste from your document. And then you're going to post a form. Now you can add a new discussion topic each time you do it, or you can respond to someone's response with your 50-word response. For this assignment, I'm not necessarily requiring that you respond to each other's posts, but you can if you want to. But I should see at least one post from every student that contains 50 words. Okay? The other assignment for week 0, you should have received credentials for logging in to the Sadler Connect website. So this is an additional website that I use. Moodle is the learning platform, so that's where all of your essays are going to be submitted. That's where you're going to find the instructional videos from me. But part of becoming an effective writer is to develop your vocabulary. I'm an advocate of students learning as many new words as possible, learning how to say them, how to use them, how to incorporate them into their writing. So in order to accomplish that goal, you have a subscription to Sadler Connect. Now, it's going to say Cumberland County High School because that's where I teach, and I've added you to our system to do this. So put in your user credentials and log in to Sadler Connect. My side's going to look a little bit different from yours, but you should have assignments posted. Now, for this particular week, for week 0, we're doing a beginning of the year assignment where we're doing a diagnostic test. This does not count for a grade, so don't feel the pressure. If you don't score well on this, this is not going to count against you. What I'm interested in you doing is becoming familiarized with the site, proving to me that you can log in, that you can access the assignments. And these are words that are contained in this particular series. And so do the best you can. It has synonyms. There's a section of antonyms. So those are word opposite meanings. I don't want you to spend any time looking up words and trying to figure this out. I don't want you to use Google and try to figure it out. I just want you to give it your best shot. If it's a word that you're familiar with and you think you know the answer, go for it. If you've never seen the word, then try to break it down based on prefixes, suffixes, and root words, and make your best guess. By the end of this semester, hopefully more of these words will become familiar to you. So each week, you're going to have a unit assignment in Sadler Connect. So to kind of put everything together, you've got a course pack that has the printed material you're going to need each week. You have Moodle that you log into from Campbellsville University. That's where you're going to find the instructional videos. That's where you're going to find the assignments. That's where you're going to turn in your essays. You also have assignments in Sadler Connect for vocabulary that will count for a grade. This week's doesn't count for a grade. But when we get to the unit exams and the mastery exams, those do count for a grade. So you want to take those seriously. And all of that is done online. And I expect you to use the resources that you have available in order to take those quizzes and exams. So it's not a gotcha. It's I want to help you learn these words, and here's the platform that we're using to do that. So I look forward to working with you this semester. Again, reach out to me via email or via text if you have questions or problems. I live close by, so I'm more than happy to help you with any problems that you might have. My goal for you is that you move from that proficient writer that you already are to an effective collegiate writer so that you can be the best writer that you can be, not only for the rest of your high school career, but also for your college career as well. So I'm excited to be a part of this class, and I look forward to working